Hi friends, welcome back. Myself Amit. I am here with the continuation of previous part, that is RCC topic in this lecture series. In the previous part actually we have studied about some of the fundamentals and the assumption made with respect to limit state design. Here we will study the stress strain distribution for the balanced section. Okay, for any balanced section of a beam we are going to study a stress strain distribution. Let me consider this as a, okay, let me take this as a beam. Okay, first you need to know what is the difference between singly reinforced and doubly reinforced beam. The beam which you are seeing, the cross section of the beam which you are seeing here is called as singly reinforced beam. That is, if we take at the bottom below the neutral axis is called as compression zone, and above the neutral axis it is called as tension zone. Whenever the reinforcements are provided only on the top, only on the compression zone, it is called as singly reinforced beam. Sometimes whenever the reinforcement, in addition to this, the reinforcement is given at the topmost position, that is at the tension zone, this type of condition is called as doubly reinforced beam. But we are going to study the doubly reinforced beam and what are the condition that to be followed in the doubly reinforced beam in the next lecture series. But in this lecture series we will concentrate only on the singly reinforced beam. Okay, so we are going to study the stress and strain distribution for the balanced section of a beam, where I am taking one singly reinforced beam in order to study the stress strain distribution for the balanced section. See, this is very important and very much basic of the RCC. You need to know this. Many of the MCQs will come in this, as well as this is the most basic concept that you need to know. Okay, so here we are going to study, one is stress and other one is strain. Okay, first I am going to draw the strain diagram. The strain diagram will come in such a way that, see, this is singly reinforced beam, where I am going to make the strain diagram. Here I am going to write the strain diagram here. The strain diagram is going to come like this. See, at this position, just a minute, at this position I am going to draw one strain like this. Later it comes to be at the neutral axis, it will be 0. Later it comes to be like this. This is the strain diagram. This strain diagram, what is the maximum strain at the extreme compression fiber? This we have already learnt in the last topic, last lecture series. It comes to be 0.0035. Is it fine? At the extreme compression fiber it is 0.0035. okay, then at some point here, see, this is very much important. It's where some point here the value is 0.002. that is what we have already studied in the previous lecture series. I am going to draw that graph once again. If I am going to draw the graph for this stress strain diagram, the graph is like this. If I am going to take the strain, stress, and here it is strain, it is parabolic. Okay, somewhere it comes to be like this, where you can see the maximum compression fiber is 0.0035, and at this position it is how much? 0.002. This is the for the compression, for the compressive strength of the concrete. This is the graph. In the same way of the graph, I am putting these two values in this strain diagram, that is, one is 0.0035 and this is 0.002. okay, so now I will take this as x1, and just a minute, let me take this as x1 and this distance as x2. So now I need to calculate the value of x1 and x2. That is most important. So how to calculate the value of x1 and x2? The whole thing Okay, from, let me take from here to here, this is XU. Okay, from the neutral axis to the topmost compression fiber, the whole distance is XU, and let me take this as X1 and the remaining distance as X2. Now I need to, by making use of these values, I need to calculate the value of X1 as well as X2 by making use of similar triangle concept. Similar triangle concept is very simple. For XU, for this XU, what is the maximum compression fiber? You can see it is 0.0035, and for X1 how much it is? For X1 is 0.002. If I cross multiplicate this, the value of X1 will comes to be how much? The value of X1 will be 0.57 XU. So value of X1 is how much? 0.57 XU. So X1 plus X2 is equal to how much? XU. Is it fine? XU is nothing but X1 plus X2. Then what is the value of X1? We had already found 0.57 XU plus X2, which is equal to XU. If you substitute these two values, the value of X2 is comes to be 0.43 XU. So the value of X2 is 0.43 XU. So this is mainly at the topmost position. All these values are very much important. At the maximum compression fiber, it is 0.0035 and it is 0.002, where the distance is X1 and X2. These two values are inputted with respect to the this this is FCK, 0.67 FCK, 0.45 FCK. This graph I had clearly explained you in the previous lecture series. Okay, I am inputting these two values at the compression zone, at the tension zone. This is the tension zone, this is the compression zone. So this is the strain diagram. In the strain diagram, at the tension zone, you need to remember all these values. Coming into the compression zone, see, at the compression zone, the maximum compression you can see at the reinforcement, at the portion of the reinforcement. Let me take this as effective depth. Up to this is up to here, it is effective depth. The overall depth of the beam is from here to here, it is overall depth of the beam. But from the topmost to the up to the reinforcement, we have to take it as small d, which is nothing but a effective depth. Don't get confused between these two things. One is the capital D is nothing but a overall depth, and small d represents the effective depth. Now at this point, we can see the maximum compression at the compression zone. It is nothing but the value should not get increased. Okay, it should not be less than 0.87 Fy divided by ES plus 0.002. Okay, this is nothing but Young's modulus of the steel. Fy is the tensile strength of the steel, that is 0.87 Fy divided by ES plus 0.002. See, I am highlighting this. This is the most important thing, which is most repeated MCQs, which was asked in the many examinations. Okay, at the tension zone, what is the maximum strain? You can see that is 0.0035, and at the compression zone, it should not be less than 0.87 Fy by ES plus 0.002. Most important and most repeated MCQs. Please remember this value. This is all about the strain diagram. Okay, for a balanced section, we need to analyze the strain distribution as a stress distribution. With respect to the strain analysis, you need to remember only these things, that is this much. And after finding out this, I am going to write the stress distribution here. Okay, how we are going to write the stress distribution is very important. I am going to rub these things. Yeah, see, the stress distribution will come in such a, it comes in such a way that, okay, at this point, okay, I am just lining it like this. I'm just lining it like this. Okay, exactly at this position. Okay, stress is going to act, the value is 0.87 Fy. Is it fine? And the stress diagram comes in such a way that it is, you can see here, it is parabolic up to the neutral axis and rectangular. So the same, I'm going to write it here, up to the, here it will be rectangular and here it will be parabolic. Okay, so this, see, for the extreme compression fiber it is rectangular with respect to 0.0035. Here up to here it is rectangular and here it is parabolic. That is what I had written here. And what is the, so this is the stress diagram. So what is the maximum stress that is taking place? The maximum stress which is taking place here, it is 0.4, let me write in blue, 0.45 FCK. Is it fine? So this is 0.45 FCK. But this is not, but since it has two things, one is, let me take this as, there are two parts, one is rectangular and other one is parabolic. It is, we need to find the resultant value that the maximum stress is going to act in this area. Okay, we need to find the resultant value. The resultant value, it comes somewhere here. Okay, the value is nothing but 0.36 FCK. The 0.36 FCK value will act at a distance. Okay, it acts at a distance 0.42 times XU from here to here. Okay, and this is the lever arm distance. Okay, this is the lever arm distance. Okay, whenever, let me write this is also in view. Whenever the stress 0.87 Fy is acting in this direction, that is from left to right, it is balanced by this force, that is 0.36 FCK, which is acting upon this. This resultant is acting at a point 0.42 XU from the topmost fiber. This is what you need to remember. Okay, so for the examination and competitive examination point of view, remember all these values is very much important. But I'm going to derive these things in order to make you clear. I will derive these things, how the values has come. But remembering this much is important. According to me, for your additional information, I am going to derive the things. That is how 0.36 FCK is acting, why it is acting exactly at the point, how it is acting exactly at the point. For that, I'd like to take one example. Okay, see here, the same thing I am going to write here. It is up to here, it is how much? It is rectangular and here it is parabolic. So this is the point, this is the point. So what is the value here? 0.45 FCK. Again here how much? Just a minute. That means here also 0.45 FCK. Here it is, the axis is 0. Okay, so by seeing this you can tell one is rectangular portion, the second portion is at second degree parabola. For 2 degree parabola, let me take this as 2 degree parabola. For 2 degree parabola, what is the area of the 2 degree parabola? It comes to be 2/3 times. Let me take this as, this value is equal to x is equal to 0.2 times. This is what? This is x. Is it fine? So this is x plus, what is this axis? This is 0. This is the area of the 2-degree parabola. I need to find the compressive force of the concrete. In order to find the compressive force of the concrete, we need to take the average of these two things, which is equal to C. Total compressive zone is equal to C is equal to C1 plus C2. Let me take this portion as C1 and this portion as C2. Okay, so C is equal to, what is the portion C1? C1 is equal to second degree parabola. Second degree parabola, the area of the second degree parabola is how much? 2/3 of, okay, for second 2/3 of, what is the value of x? 0.45 FCK plus 0 into, we have, if we take the, if the beam is moving in this direction, we have some value, the width of the beam, that is equal to B into, see, this is how much, this is x1 and this is x2. You can see here in this diagram, this is what, this is x1 and this is x2. That is what I am going to write it here, x1 and x2. Okay, so what is the height? B into x1. Okay, this is C1 plus, what is C2? C2 is equal to 0. This is rectangular, very simple, 0.45 FCK, 0.45 FCK again into B into, what is the height? Height is x2. If you substitute this, the value of C, you are going to get it as C is equal to 0.36 FCK B into XU. This is the average, that is the average compressive force, that is going to act. Average compressive force. So what is the average compressive force? You can see here, that is 0.36 FCK. That I had already calculated, that is 0.36 FCK B into XU. That in short I had written 0.36 FCK is the average compressive force acting upon the point. But in this section, I don't know where exactly, okay, where exactly this is going to act. For that I am going to make one more diagram. Is it fine? If this is the thing and we know this is, this way is x2 and this is how much? x1. For this we know y bar. Okay, we need to find the average y bar. Y bar is equal to C1 y1 plus C2 y2 divided by C1 plus C2. Okay, similar concept. So what is the value of y1? See here, according to this figure, okay, this is 3/8 times of x. We know this value is equal to x, and this is how much with respect to geometrical concept. This is 5/8 times of x. If we substitute this value here, the value of y1, it comes to be 3/8 times of x1 plus x2, and the value of y2 is equal to x2 by 2. Okay, y1 is nothing but it is from here to here, it is y1. That is what I had taken. Okay, y2 is very simple. So if you substitute, you know the value of C1. C1 values, this is C1 value, then this is C2 value. If you substitute this, the value of y bar, you are going to get it as 0.42 times XU from the top. That is, from the top at a distance 0.42 times XU, the load which is acting here is equal to 0.36 FCK. This is the derivation what I had written it here. Okay, if you are getting confused, don't worry about the derivation. This is not at all important for the competitive examination. The only thing you need to remember is these values. Okay, this is very important. Stress strain distribution values is very important with respect to examination. Is it fine? Okay, the remaining concepts will learn in the upcoming lecture series. So please remember this. And most of the time, as I have seen, the MCQs was asked from this point, as well as sometimes they will ask 0.36 FCK. Okay, that's all guys. We'll meet you in the next lecture series. With respect to the PDFs and all, please join my Telegram channel. The link of the Telegram channel is given in the description below. And any of your views, please give me the more likes and more number of subscriptions. Please do the comment section. Comment in the comment section. That makes me more motivated to come up with the more number of lecture series. Thank you one and all. Bye bye.